All right, welcome back. So right off the bat, right, I have a question. Is what is this movie called? Is it X2, X-Men 2, X2 X-Men United?
It's just called X2
It's just called X2, right? But it's also known as X2 X-Men United.
United. I think so. That might be the full title, but it's X2. It's not X-Men 2.
I wonder why it's not called X-Men 2,
I don't know.
but
I'm
just
not the one. I'm not the one that
X.
made that. Yeah, I'm not the one that made that choice.
Yeah.
They didn't.
So,
They didn't. 20th Century Fox had called me up. Shane, no problem. We need to name this next X-Men.
but this is
Because the
the.
first thing they would have got, I would have been like, "You're making another X-Men? Oh, I hope it's better than that first one you made."
So did you like this better than the first one they made?
I liked it better than the first one they made.
Okay, good. Because to me, this is the Empire Strikes Back of X-Men movies.
No, no, no. We don't even say that.
That's all of the three.
That's
The first X-Men, this
No,
one,
I
and
wouldn't.
X-Men: The
I
Last Stand.
wouldn't. I would not even drive Empire States. I
Oh.
wouldn't even drive Star Wars' name to the dirt with these.
Oh,
These are
you
not. They
calling
don't
it
even
this
hold a
the
candle to that.
third movie? So you didn't like this one either.
No,
So I had a question
it's
for
not
you.
that. It's really not that good. Now to watch it, I was saying I had a lot of hope for it. I thought, oh, I'll probably really like this one
The first
because
one?
I watched it a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it the first time a long time ago, and I didn't enjoy it that much. I enjoyed it better the first one. I didn't enjoy it that much either.
Why
Matter
is
of
that?
fact, I didn't. I didn't. I It took me forever to watch the third one because I thought it's not that good. It really don't have much of a story to it, and it's just kind of corny.
This one didn't have that much of a story to you. It
Well, it
was
may have
way
a
better
story
than
to
the
me.
first
I was
one.
just It was way better than the first one. It still kind of had the tight shots. Not everybody got their spot, got a place. I don't know. It's just not that. I don't know why it's not that good. I just don't enjoy it. Too. Plus, the movie is longer. Felt like it was longer now than when I watched it way back in the past.
Let me think. I didn't.
I was happy
Was it
with
over
some.
two
There was
hours?
there's some awesome scenes. Yeah, it's
Awesome
over
scenes.
2 hours.
The beginning, the intro scene was one of the best things I've seen with Nightcrawler.
It was good for the stuff they had then. Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, like, let me put it this way. I just know somebody could have made a better X. Well, maybe not. Maybe I should. I'm too hard on it. I know I'm too hard on it. I'm being
Just
way
like
too hard
last
on X
time.
Men. It is because, but the thing is, Spider Man was better.
Spider-Man
Daredevil
2
was
or
better.
Spider-Man? Oh, I
Dare,
wouldn't say Daredevil was better than
yes,
this. No.
Daredevil was. No,
Daredevil
Daredevil
was
was better than
not better
this.
than
Better
this.
than this. Daredevil was
No,
good.
no. We are agreeing to disagree on this one. Daredevil was
Well,
not better
we're
than
not
X2.
agreeing. We're not agreeing to disagree because you got to have. We're just going to disagree, okay?
Oh, we're definitely disagreeing. X2 is way better than Daredevil, the movie.
Hmm, think about it.
Because I feel like it just, no. No. I can't. I, I would rather watch this than Daredevil. Yeah. I
I
would rather
don't
watch
think
this than Daredevil.
have we haven't watched Daredevil yet.
Yeah, we did. We
Did
sure
we?
did.
Man,
Yep.
well,
I
at least I know it
remember.
wasn't as bad as
See,
Matrix
look.
4.
Well, yeah, nothing as bad as Matrix 4. Like, even the third X-Men movie is better than Matrix 4. There's nothing come close being worse than Matrix 4.
Actually liked actually kind of I watched the third movie quite a few times.
So you like the third one? I mean, like,
I don't know.
I
I
don't
need to
have any
watch it
problems
again.
with it. Yeah,
I need to watch it again
because
to
you
see if
said
I
you
hate
didn't
it.
like it this much as the first time you saw this.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This movie was okay. It's just I don't know. I guess I thought I'd enjoyed it a little bit more this time, and I've watched it. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. But after a while, I got it's like I kind of actually thought about fast forwarding it through the movie.
Okay, so let me ask you this question because you brought a good point up. I even wrote this like, so did you not like this as much since they touched or kind of hinted on Wolverine's backstory? Because you told me,
Oh,
uh,
I didn't have a problem with that. Yeah, this is one that mystery's still up in the air, and they're
oh,
still
okay,
and the thing. But when I watched this a long time ago, they didn't have Wolverine's backstory even told yet. This is
no,
still Weapon X backstory. So yeah, that was interesting. Matter of fact, I bet you it was more interesting to me then than it is now. Now I'm like,
oh,
there's a lot of things that changed too. I've seen a lot of Wolverine movies, seen a lot of X-Men movies. I've seen Iron Man. I've seen the Hulk. I've seen a lot of good superhero movies.
so you think those tainted your opinion of this now since we've
I
seen the
would say
better
I would,
stuff?
of course it has. Yeah, it has. Because I mean, but because you look at it, it's old. It looks old. A lot of stuff looks old,
Right.
dated. The moves and action stuff is just not as good as a lot of other movies. I mean, if I was to go back and see this movie with a bunch of other movies, maybe it would be good again. But I don't remember liking it that much then because, like I said, it took me forever to watch the third one after that because I thought, well, that's not gonna be that good.
Hmm.
But
Interesting.
I gotta say, I think I could say that I actually enjoyed X2 back then more than I did now.
Huh. I know I enjoyed
And
X2
I
back
guess a lot
then.
of also, you know what hurts it is Wolverine. He looks so young in this one. He looks weird with the hair.
Yeah.
After seeing the Deadpool Wolverine, I'm like, no, he looks more like Wolverine in
Now,
Deadpool than he does here. Yeah,
it is
like he doesn't look.
strange. Like I did see that, but then this is the movie that he actually bulked up from the first one. Like Hugh
Yeah,
Jackman looks a lot more buffer than the first movie. Because I think
yeah,
that was the time where like he was more into the character. He started reading more comic books, so he want to do a better job this time, and he
yeah.
did. First by
Well, they had
bulking up.
better costumes too.
They do have better costume, which we touched on the first time. Even like
Yeah, this time the costumes are almost the same. They're still the black leather suits
yeah, see the black
with the
leather
little
suit.
X's on
It's
them.
back in what's it 2006, right? What is this movie? 2003. I'm sorry, it's even earlier.
Yeah, yes. Good thing it's not 2006, and I could really trash it. But anyways, it was
Oh,
okay. I
that's
mean, it
right.
was
Yeah.
okay, but it's just like see, I thought I'd get more out of it, and I didn't. I watched it. I just watched it. Yeah, I just got done watching it. Like I said, I almost fast forward through it, but I
Wow,
didn't.
really?
Matter of fact, the sad thing is the ending of this movie in my head, way I remember it in the old days, was way better than when I watched it this time. I was like, this is how I ended.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh? Did
my
you?
imagination, my imagination's version of the X-Men X2 was way better than the original version that I saw.
Now that I think about it, like Professor X in this one got kind of sidelined in the first one, right? And he did this one
Yeah,
too.
you really didn't. Well, he was here. At least they made everybody. But you know, Cyclops really hardly anything. He's just in both movies. You really don't need him. He's just a fixture. He's just there to kind of go, "Oh, I love you, Gene." That's it. That's all he's for. I mean, he doesn't really do anything. He doesn't
Oh,
lead. You can't even tell.
He's gone
You
in a
can't even
lot of this
tell.
movie too.
You can't even tell he's the leader of the X-Men. I mean, you still don't hardly get any of the X-Men. I mean, there's no really X-Men. They're always
I thought
split up.
Halle Berry had a lot bigger part in this one than the
You
first
had
one.
bigger. All the X-Men had bigger parts. But the problem is, it's not like I think this is too early. I mean, all right, let's say the Avengers. When you watch the Avengers, they all got small parts too because there's like hundreds of them.
Yeah.
But still, each one of them, and it's maybe because each one got their own movie that makes the Avengers so much better because we already got it. We got it, our heroes. We got to see what our heroes
I
can
see how
do.
you're measuring that now.
Yeah, because you watch the Avengers. It's not all Iron Man. It's not all Captain America.
So,
It's a little bit everybody.
so
But I
based on
think
what you said here, you're pointing out WB's flaws, Warner Brothers' flaws on they put the Justice League movie out too fast.
yeah, I don't know how we went to Warner's Brother. Why
No,
would
but
we
no,
jump
no.
into them?
From what you're
Yes,
talking about, yeah, like I see what
yeah,
you
oh
mean. Like,
yeah, yeah,
uh,
oh yeah. I could say that too
now
because
we wish like
we didn't get in it because when we got Justice League, all we saw was Batman versus Superman was bit parts of everybody's in Batman's evil future that he saw, and then we're like, all right, here we go. Here's your movie.
So
Good
I
luck
want to
knowing
say
who
like so
Aquaman is.
from what you just said, right? I feel like this movie would be better like if Fox back then have some kind of like a Disney Plus and they have a show, TV show for the characters between the first X-Men movie
Well,
and this one.
or if they would have just had X-Men without Wolverine in it, that would have helped a little bit.
Ooh.
I mean, I love Wolverine. This is why I watch X-Men because Wolverine's in it. But the problem is, Wolverine is the main character in this movie too. Again, pretty
Yes.
much, pretty
Yes.
much, he is the main character again. He runs off on his own, leaves his team there. Which apparently must be the Wolverine that run off his team and his team got killed. That's the Wolverine see in Deadpool. This is the alternate to this movie.
Oh, that's really good.
Could
That
be.
is really good. Like, did you notice Hank McCoy was in this film? I forgot
Yep,
about that.
I sure did. I forgot about it too. But it's
Oh,
not even
okay.
the same actor.
It's not the
None
same
of the
actor.
actors. It's none of the actors that
They
play him.
just kind of showed him, and then that was really it.
But you do notice, was it what was it? What's her name? Wanda and Quicksilver. What's her
Yeah,
last name?
Maximoff.
Yeah, Maximoff. You saw that on the computer when they're looking up the files. It says Maximoff 2 with
Oh,
two people. It had a
I did,
list of names. It had I saw their name immediately. It's like,
are
what?
you talking about the
You
part
know,
where Mystique
yeah, when
hacks
she
in?
goes in the office and hacks in the computer, well, she didn't even hack. She used a password. That's not hacking. That's actually getting in there legally. I mean, she used the voice control.
Yeah.
So,
No, I thought this
so
one
yeah.
was way better than the first. Obviously,
Oh, it's way better than the
they have
first one.
more mutants. I read about the notes that they they were
They had some.
they
They had.
trying to
I
have
can't really say that they didn't have more mutants, but they kind of had all the kids there, and they kind of alluded to a lot of mutants you would saw in the X
because
Men
yeah,
movie.
Gambit was supposed to be this movie was supposed to be Hugh Jackman's stunt double. I forgot somebody's stunt double, but they cut that.
Oh yeah,
And Angel was supposed to be in there, and then I
yeah, I
forgot who
believe
was supposed
that.
to be modified him to be Archangel.
Well, of course, you got Cyclops, not Cyclops. You got Colossus.
Colossus for the first time. He's the
You got
older
is it?
kids.
And then yeah, I think you got Siren,
Yes,
the girl that
the
screams.
Scream. Yep.
Which you know her dad is a Banshee.
Yes.
Which I think it's their uncle. I guess it's his. I don't know if it's his brother. Would be Siren's uncle, Black Tom,
Oh, Black Tom was in Deadpool too.
and he gets killed.
Yep.
And then of course, who was it? Oh, you get Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, Kitty is in this one.
She walks through the walls.
And yeah, she walks through the walls. And you know what's really a big deal about to me that they cut because Jubilee, they cut a lot of Jubilee stuff in the
We
first
don't
one.
know that it was Jubilee.
Oh, I
Did
guess
they
she's
say that
not.
was Jubilee?
But
I
she's,
mean, it dressed like her. It was
yeah, she's
dressed like her
just
because
like
we
her.
see her at the very end, sitting next closest to Professor X here,
Yep.
or as we know, Captain Picard.
And
But
Jubilee had a deleted scene in the second X-Men movie too when they were at this museum.
oh, okay.
She was
They
upset.
show all the kids,
Yeah, they
all
show
the
a lot
kids
of
at
the
the
kids.
museum.
Yeah. Oh
Which I didn't actually like the museum scene.
no.
Yeah, I
Which
didn't like
part?
it.
The
That's
whole thing?
the
Or
whole deal. It just kind of messed it up for me.
really?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't enjoy it, but I
Oh,
thought
that's
I liked it.
interesting.
I did like it though when Kurt Wagner tries to kill the president,
So
zips
yeah.
there. Of course, you know that he's not doing it
You know what's
himself.
really crazy? You know how we talked about Deadpool and Wolverine? Wolverine does that crawl, right? Nightcrawler did it in this one.
Oh, he's not the only one. They let Lady
Yeah,
Deathstrike do it all over the
yeah,
movie,
yeah.
and
That's right.
they also let Mystique do it.
Yep.
Everybody did. Everybody's doing it except for
Except for
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Why? Like now that I watch it, like why is that?
I don't know.
Like
It looked fine
everybody
to
does
me
it.
because the fighting effects weren't that great, but they were better than the last movie.
Yeah, this one was way
Because
better than the
because
last
the
movie.
last one it stopped.
More
The
close
fight
shots and
scenes,
yeah.
yeah, and they slowed it down. They kept doing slow
It's like
shots.
they do the 1-2 beat and they had to cut the angle.
They
It felt
did,
like
and
yeah,
they did in this one. They kept slowing it down, but it looked okay when they slowed it down.
yeah.
But I noticed they do it in almost all the X Men movies. They got to slow it down for some reason. I'm like, why? But I
Because
mean,
they were on wires. They weren't like professionally like kung fu trained yet. Even though this is after the Matrix, we're like,
yeah.
hey, we just tell Chinese people to teach us, and it was gonna look really lifelike.
But which speaking of Chinese people, we had Kelly Hu in here.
Yes,
Is she even? Is she Chinese?
she's Chinese. She's like Hawaiian.
Okay,
Hold
I
on,
was
let
gonna
me make
say
sure.
that's what I thought. I thought she was just really Hawaiian.
She
But
didn't have any lines because she's one of those that's controlled by
yeah,
Striker.
she didn't. That's the thing. She didn't get to say anything because she's Lady Deathstrike, which
Yep.
Lady Deathstrike isn't part of the Weapon X program anyway. She's one of the Reavers.
Let me see. She's an American actress. Oh, she's born in Hawaii. She's one of
Of course, she's
Hawaiian
American.
Chinese. Oh,
Of course, she's a
Chinese, English, and Hawaiian descent.
descent. She's just American. Let's go with that.
Yeah, she's American, but
And
she's
I used to watch. Which was she on? She was on that show.
martial law. I know.
Yeah, she's martial law. That's why I watched martial
Yeah, I
law.
watch martial law too because
I had
Sammo
watched.
Hung,
No, I didn't watch it because Samuel Hong. I watched it because
Kelly Hu.
yeah, I was like,
But like,
oh.
yeah, that's the first time. Well, hold on, I never seen. Well, I
And
didn't see Friday the
that's actually the
13th.
only reason I watched this Scorpion King.
Oh, she was in Scorpion King.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, I didn't watch it because of The Rock.
Oh, she was in Strange Days. A really small
she?
part though. She's just called
Oh, it had to
Anchor,
be. Yeah,
Anchor
I don't
Woman.
even.
I
Yeah,
do
I don't
remember it was
remember.
in the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah, I probably do. I don't really remember it at the moment though.
I'm trying to look at like besides those that Scooby Doo and the Samurai Sword. Oh, that's a anime. Oh, she does
Okay.
a lot of voice work. I'm trying to see like no. Besides those movies, she's not really. I
I
guess
mean,
I
Lady
would say
Deathstrike
popular.
appears in the Deadpool movie, but it's somebody else.
Yeah, somebody else just
Which, if you look at the wrong part of the internet, it says it's her. It's not her.
it's not her. Yeah.
Because you got the kid with the twisted tongue. I don't know what that kid's supposed to be. A lot of those mutants are probably Morlocks. Were the Morlocks? Were they called the Morlocks?
Oh yeah.
What were the other mutants? There was a mutant that weren't part of the Brotherhood of
Oh,
Evil
that's
Mutants.
right.
They live
I forgot
all
who
in
that
the
kid. Yeah, they with the twisted
yeah. They
tongue.
all live in the ground. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of them because I think the other kid that was the Blink or something that blinks his eyes.
Oh yeah,
That
that
changes
changes the channel.
I forgot. There's a whole set of mutants that's not part of the X Men.
You know, I can't believe that this movie was rated R because Wolverine stabbed that guy in the chest with his claws, but there's no blood.
Oh yeah, they probably saw it
That
the
whole
same way I
fight
saw
scene
it.
at the school, right, could have probably been rated R, but they
Well, of
make it
course, they
kind of look
also
very
shoot him in the
animated.
head.
Yeah, they.
Shoot him in the head.
Oh, they shot him in the head. That's right.
Yeah.
But you can't tell that when we know they shot him in the head because the bullet came out, right? But when he was shot, he just flinched. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, it didn't even go all the way in. You hear it click in his head.
Yep. Yeah, he
It
should
was
just
okay.
click in his head because it's antimonium
Plus,
metal,
you had Pyro too.
and in which they changed the actor from the first one.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize. I didn't
it's a
even
different
recognize.
kid from the first one.
Oh, okay.
Because
I
the
didn't
first one
notice
looks
it.
a lot younger than Bobby, and then like the second movie looked like they're the same age.
Oh, okay. I thought they were the same age. I thought it was the same actor.
Yeah. No, I don't think it was. No, because well, from what I saw, it's like they changed the actor, which is fine, because they used him for the third one, and they
Well, of
used him in
course it's fine
Deadpool and Wolverine.
because I didn't even notice.
Yep. But I was
Oh, you
going to
got
make
it.
another Caucasian joke like last time, but I'm not going to.
Okay, well that's pretty good.
What else? I
Oh
thought
no, I like the
Nightcrawler.
jet. I like the jet was awesome. Oh, Nightcrawler is cool. The jet's awesome. We're gonna talk about the jet.
The
The jet's
jet is
awesome.
awesome. Like we seen a lot more of it this movie instead of like the
Yeah, I
first
think
one in the
they changed the
dark.
design on it. It's not quite like as
Yeah,
like the other one.
I wouldn't know. I mean, because I didn't pay too close, unless you probably have those books, right? That show you the jet and everything.
Yeah, what do you know? Huh.
The Art of X2.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
actually a pretty cool book. This book right here, I bought
Yeah.
this a long time ago. It's got art on the here's by the way, it's got Angel on it. See right there?
Oh,
He didn't make it, but he
he
makes
didn't
it
make
a
it into a
third
movie.
one.
Yeah.
He'll make a third one, and you'll wish he didn't. But anyways, this one actually has artwork for the first movie at the end of the book.
Oh, for the first movie,
Yeah,
did they have the
artwork for the.
danger room concept in that book? Because I know
Uh,
they
I
wanted
don't
to
know if
build the
it has that.
stage.
I don't know if it has that much art, but it does show the danger room. No, I don't have the danger room here.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it has any stuff for the danger room in here, but it does have the script for X2.
Oh,
Which,
wow.
yeah, it's got the script to it.
Just to
The
fill up
shoot.
more pages.
Well, yeah, but this one's called the collector's edition, The Art of
Oh.
X2. So it's got like artwork. It's okay. It's a nice book. I like it. I mean, I'm sure I got it for cheap. I probably bought it discount books. I'm sure.
Half price books are one of our favorite
Yeah,
spots.
I think I got it there. I don't really remember where I got it because it doesn't actually look like I got it at
Man, I can't believe
half price books.
you didn't like this movie.
Oh, I don't dislike it. It's just I think they could have did a better job. That's my problem with it.
Oh.
They could have done a better job.
I thought Alan Cummings was really good as Nightcrawler.
Oh, he was. No, Nightcrawler. I mean, I don't have a problem with any of the actors that played the heroes in these movies. I
Okay.
think they picked the right people. It's almost like Star Trek, J.J. Abrams Star Trek. He got all the right people.
But
They got all. It's just they did not have the movie. They didn't have a good movie. They really didn't have a good movie. They did
I
not
don't
have.
know.
I wanted to see what I want to see in the comic books. I want to see
You said
that.
that last time. It's like, yeah, you said that last time, and
Well,
I
hey,
explained to you last
hey,
time, like,
okay.
hey,
Yeah, go ahead. Explain to me again.
because like you want everything. It's only the second movie. The first movie is like,
Okay,
hey,
that's okay.
we have limitations. Even the second movie, they had limitations. It's like, hey, it's the Fox, right? We talk about the
More
actors, we
so.
talk about the story.
But you can't say that, man, because Superman didn't disappoint me. And that was like ages before that.
These
Batman
ages.
didn't. Batman didn't disappoint.
That was see.
Maybe that's.
Oh, we
But again,
talked
I
about
wasn't.
that too.
But again, I really wasn't expecting anything.
Yeah.
Saw
See,
those, but
now the
but
thing.
those movies changed me. Those movies are what made me go, "Hey, I
know
gotta
what's
go
way-
get comic books."
You know what's way weird though? Also,
X-Men
those
is
were a
like,
lot younger though. When you saw Superman and Batman, and we were a lot younger. But then now in X-Men, right now we expected so much.
yeah, I did.
Oh,
I
at
mean,
least in this case,
hey,
you
let's put it this way.
expected much.
Here's how this will make you happy. X-Men was better than Blade. Well, actually, it was better than Blade 2 and 3. How about that? Does that make you
Uh,
happy?
Probably better than 3. I don't know about better than 2. The second one was pretty good. The first two plays were pretty good to me.
I think the first one was
Shoot,
pretty
the
good.
first two plays were better than Daredevil. Take that.
Oh, I'm not taking that.
No, I'm telling you,
no.
take that. It's
Oh, okay.
the
well,
only
I'll take
movie
it.
that Daredevil was better than
You know
is
what I'll
probably
take? I'll take
the Punisher. The
I'll take
first
that you're
Punisher,
wrong. Oh, the first Punisher was horrible.
yeah,
Oh God,
it's
am
better
I
than the
that?
first Captain America, and and you and I
Well,
both haven't seen it. Probably the unreleased Fantastic Four.
yeah, because that was intentional. They ruined that movie.
Daredevil is better than Howard the Duck.
Daredevil was better than Howard. Daredevil was better. Daredevil was better than Ghost Rider.
Oh, I agree with you on that. Daredevil is better than Ghost Rider.
Oh, I'm glad we agree on
But then
something.
I like Daredevil better than Ghost Rider. I think that tinted,
Okay.
but then I like Daredevil as much as I like the X-Men, but I think
Hey,
this
but
movie was better
all
than
right, all
Daredevil.
right. Let's do this since we're just trashing movies back on F4. Fantastic Four.
Oh, that's good. Fantastic Four is better than Daredevil.
Okay, yeah, okay. I'll go with
The
that.
first one.
I actually enjoyed Daredevil better than I didn't like the Fantastic Four movie that
I
good.
don't like the second one, the Silver Surfer.
The second one wasn't that good at all.
It's
You're
not
right
that
there.
what
I don't know what they're
it's
doing
not that
in that
good.
one.
Obviously, it's better than Fantastic.
Yeah, we're not even touch that movie.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
Daredevil's
even.
well
I'm sorry we
at
even
least
saw that
Daredevil
movie.
for me is better than two of the three Fantastic Four that Fox did.
Okay. Well,
Which
no,
Daredevil's also
but
Fox.
we're gonna jump
Right?
back where I was trying to ask you.
Okay.
X-Men or Fantastic Four?
Oh, X-Men.
Okay.
Even though I like both, I like X-Men better than Fantastic Four.
I like X-Men better than like Fantastic Four, but I didn't like the movie better than I liked Fantastic.
Oh, I like both. Both movies and
Actually,
comic books.
yeah,
X-Men better
Fantastic
than.
Four was better than the first X-Men. Now, I could say Fantastic Four would be a tie almost with this movie for me.
Oh, that's interesting.
Actually, that is interesting now that I say that. What if I had somebody said, you got to sit here and you got to watch this whole movie? What do you want to watch? Fantastic Four? Or do you want to watch X2?
You know what?
I had to think about it.
I do like the first Fantastic Four,
First
but
Fantastic Four
not
was
as
pretty
much as
good.
X2. But now I have to think like, do I like the first Fantastic Four or the first X-Men? That's fully neck and neck now that
See,
I think
now,
about it.
now here's the thing though. Somebody said you got to watch Daredevil or Fantastic Four. I'd be like, I'll watch Daredevil, dude.
I will watch Fantastic Four.
Okay. Well, me and you won't be sitting in the same room because
Yeah.
they said, hey, y'all can't sit together.
I mean, I know we probably I don't remember what we talked about, but I didn't like that fight scene between Daredevil, Elektra, and Bullseye at the same time.
Oh, it had some bad scenes, especially when Bullseye busts all the glass and he catches all the glass and he starts throwing the glass. I mean, it had some ridiculous parts, but they all do. They all had some cheesy stuff in them.
Yeah.
They all do.
I didn't like the way
But
that.
I mean, I'm not saying that Daredevil was the greatest movie, but the thing is, when I was watching Daredevil, I was like, if they ever made a Batman movie, it should be more like this.
You talk about like the Batman at that time of Daredevil.
Yeah, yeah, because of the pain.
Because well, obviously, I like the first Batman, Michael Keaton Batman, than
Oh,
Daredevil.
I'm just saying, all the superheroes, they come home and they're all happy. But in the Daredevil movie, he comes on, he's got to take all kinds of pain medications because he's always getting the crap beat at him. He's got stab marks all over him. That's the way Batman should look like when he shows up.
Oh, they didn't show that until the
Yeah,
Batman
because
Begins and the Dark Knight. Yeah, they did
yeah,
show. Yeah,
because the Daredevil, they're like, because they're probably watching that going, yeah, this is the way it should have looked.
yep. Because he's getting his butt beats.
Yeah, because most of the superheroes, it's like, oh, we just go home and have regular life. But see, in Daredevil, he didn't ever have a regular life when he get home.
No, it's just like Batman. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think we
he
talked
didn't
about
really
that in
have one.
season 2 of Daredevil. Like we compared Daredevil to Batman, and then Nicholas Cage, Luke
And
Cage
of course,
to
I went and saw the
Superman.
Electra. I went and saw the Electra movie after watching that one because I was like, well, I got to see it. And then the Electra movie really wasn't all that good, but it wasn't bad either. Actually, I didn't think it was that bad. A
You
lot
know
of
what?
people
I think
did.
I only saw it once. It has Stick in it, right? The Electro movie.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. But anyways, everybody's probably forgot we're talking about X2.
Yeah, X-Men too.
I almost forgot we are talking about X2
Because we
too.
keep trying to compare that to Daredevil. Like, come on.
We keep kind of trying to compare it to everything, but you're not comparing it to. I am. I'm
Yeah,
just
you
saying
all
that
compared
because
this
you
to
keep telling me
Daredevil.
I'm so disappointed in it, and I have every right to be disappointed in this movie.
No,
I
you
mean, let me
do.
put it this way: this movie is way better than the Wolverine movie, the first Wolverine Origins movie.
Yes.
I shouldn't say that. We should watch that because I might go, oh, I love this better, still love it better,
Yeah,
even
you know what?
though.
Our opinions might change. I mean, I haven't seen that Wolverine movie in a while now.
Because here's the sad thing. Like I said, when the X2 come out, I only watched it a few times. I didn't even care about it.
But you
But when
watched the
the
Last
Wolverine,
Stand or more.
when Origins came out, oh yeah, when I watched Last Stands, I don't know how many times, and then Origins at Wolverine, I watched it every time because I hated it, and I love it because it's mainly the ending. The Wolverine movie is actually pretty good until you get to the end.
Are you talking about the Wolverine, the Japanese one, or the
No,
Wolverine
no, the
Origins?
Wolverine Origins is
Okay.
pretty good until you get towards the end.
Yeah. With the
Especially,
Weapon X, right?
it's
Yeah.
pretty good up until Ryan Reynolds shows up,
Which is not Ryan Reynolds, actually.
which which is funny because yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds is in that movie.
No, he's only in the beginning.
And then he shows up. Well, anyways, it was good until he showed up. Who would have ever known that he'd be Marvel Jesus? But that's the joke right there.
Which is the number one R-rated movie of all time now, Wolverine and Deadpool. Or
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Well, it is right now. It's gonna get beat. You know who's gonna beat it?
No.
When they make another one.
Oh, oh.
I'm sure it's gonna
I thought
take
you were going to say that second Joker movie. Because the trailer's
no.
been
Oh
playing back
God,
and forth. I'm like,
oh
oh.
God. Almighty.
Why did so many people watch this Joker movie? I mean, I still haven't seen it, but,
I haven't even seen
eventually.
Joker, yeah. Well, I haven't seen Joker because I was thinking they won Academy Awards for the Joker.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, if I mean I haven't seen the movie. Maybe I haven't seen the movie. Maybe it's just so amazing. But
I just.
somehow I think I'm going to see that movie and get upset and think, well, why didn't any of the other actors from like in the Marvel movies win awards like Robert Downey Jr. or somebody for the
Yeah.
portrayal of the superheroes they played? They had just as much heart, and this guy's just a murderer villain and with no Batman. So is it just because it's Joaquin
Hey, you know
Phoenix?
what? We might.
Is it just because of the actor it's in it?
We might unlock the mystery in a year or two when we finally watch it, So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, like we're trashing it now, but we haven't never seen it.
I know we may watch it go, huh? This is Oscar.
Yeah, we
Go.
might have to see it. Like, oh, I see what's going on. Wouldn't it be
I don't
funny if
know.
we watched that, right? And like, then you and I are like, oh, I don't know why Warner Brothers didn't do this before all the Superman, like Man of Steel. Like, what the heck's going on? They could have had this guy I don't know yet, yeah, but that would be funny. By that time, we've seen that movie and we say stuff like that, like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, we're dumb. We're so dumb.
like it's kind of like the Joker won all these awards, right? Like, why didn't Sony do this? We don't see Venom winning
I don't
awards.
know.
It's
But
basically the same thing.
here's the problem with it. The only reason I'm trashing it, I guess, because you watch a lot of those awards shows and then they show all these movies. It's so good, and you watch them and they're good, but they're usually not that good. They're like good, like oh, the acting was good. Would I watch this again? No, never, never. I would watch almost Matrix 4 before I'd watch some of those movies that's won
Like
Oscars.
Academy Awards. Like,
Yeah, kind of awards.
I think the last one I really enjoyed was Gran Torino. Academy Award,
Oh, I thought you
nominated.
said what was that? Was that I thought Parasite? Didn't you like Parasite? You were telling me all about
Oh,
Parasite.
Parasite is good.
That would have been one of the
Yeah,
last ones, right?
that is really good. Yeah.
There we go. See,
Oh, Parasite is good. Like I've been
I know
trying to
you.
tell you to watch it. Yeah,
I know you better than you know you.
because like that was the one I keep telling you the story about. Where like, okay, me and Heather were like, well, let's watch 10 minutes into it, right? Dude, we got so sucked in. We watched the whole thing. I was like, whoa, this movie is yeah, Parasite is good.
Yeah. Well, all I gotta say is that X2 is not going to get any Academy Awards unless it's for like art direction.
I
Stuff.
do agree that X2 is not
But like
going
we
to win any
said,
Academy Awards.
but we can't agree. I like all the actors, all the characters,
Let's see. I do
all
like,
the main
obviously.
characters,
I
the main characters.
obviously I love Picard and Gandalf. No joke there. Did you know that they didn't know how to play chess?
Oh well,
They did not
it's,
know how to play chess. So all those
that's
chess
okay.
scenes, like you
Yeah.
never see them move chess
Well,
pieces.
see,
Those are just hand doubles.
That's the nice thing about acting because a lot of actors can't even play musical instruments, but they act like they do.
That's true too.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can do anything. Well, you want to know something else they can't really do in real life?
What?
Manipulate metal in other people's minds.
About
So,
Superman, superhero powers.
well, hey, you're talking about stuff they're doing in the movie. So.
Well, I was just talking about like a real life thing. Like I thought you know how to play chess, right?
Not really.
Oh, you don't know how to play chess?
I mean,
Oh.
I know kind of how to play chess, but I don't really know how to play chess. Let's put it this
Oh,
way.
okay.
If I was playing chess with somebody, they'd have to tell me.
Oh, how to do it? Oh,
I mean, I played
interesting.
chess with a few people, and they gave me like, "Hey, you got to do this," and I got like where the pieces are, and I know what the pieces do and their names, but I don't know
Oh, okay.
all the moves. But like, if we're doing checkers, yeah, I could probably beat you in checkers because it's so easy.
Yeah, checkers. Yeah, checkers easier to play than chess. I just thought it was
Yeah.
interesting. That's something that I
Oh yeah,
never knew.
that's interesting, and I'm not knocking you for saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool, but it's just a lot of people can't play chess though.
Yeah, people can and can't play chess. I think it's just a lost art. I don't know. I mean, like you
Maybe.
could play it on your phone now, so like, why get physical board and things like that?
Yeah, I remember always playing it on a computer, but like I didn't get it enough. Sitting there playing against the computer just beat me, and I'm like, I don't know why I got beat. Because I'm sitting there thinking I don't really understand the game, because I went at it from the checker standpoint, but eventually I got it. But like there's still a lot to it I don't understand.
Hmm. So, what's your
I
favorite?
mean, you think being a Star Trek fan, I would learn how to
Let's
play
play
it so
chess. Yeah.
that way I could play 3D chess and take on Spock. But no,
Oh,
nope, I never
3D.
got around to it.
So, what's your favorite scenes in the movie? I know you didn't like the museum scene. Was there something that you liked in this movie?
Well, like I said, I like the beginning
The
scene.
beginning scene, obviously, that's one of my
It was good. It
favorites.
was not my favorite. That's not my favorite of
Okay,
this
but it was
movie.
just a good
The beginning
scene
scene,
there.
I did. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, I don't know. I did like it when Logan shows up. He goes in the kitchen.
Oh,
He gets the hot Dr. Pepper out of the cabinet, and
yeah.
of course, Iceman blows on it and freezes it.
I think
That's
that's
I
one
thought
of my
that was pretty
favorites too.
cool.
I think it's like my favorite conversation. He's like, "There's no beers around here." Like, this is a school, so that's a
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
No, yeah,
here's
that's a
some
no.
things I thought was funny. I mean, I don't really like any scenes. I like some of the acting. I like some of the
Okay.
way the actors act, especially along with I can't think of all the points, but I do like Pyro.
Hmm.
I actually got understood his point.
Oh,
I mean, I can't
when he
really.
talked to Magneto, right?
Yeah, well, it's not just that. No, I like it. Okay, let's say when they go to the house, which
Oh,
I thought was funny. They go to the house. Of course, Logan's sitting there drinking a beer, standing
yeah.
there drinking a beer, and of course they walk in like they don't know anybody's there. But
Yep.
then the next scene cuts to them showing the X-Men car blocked in by the family car. So how do they not know there's somebody at their house?
Oh, that's good. Oh, I
But
thought
we're
they
gonna go
came
to
from
the
the
scene.
back. They didn't come through the
Yeah,
front door.
but it shows their car up against the house, and there's another car blocking them in. The family car
Oh,
blocks
I
them in,
did.
so they had to see that car because they pulled up behind them. I guess nobody's going to. But anyways, the scene is when they get on the porch, and all those cops are surrounding him, and of course they shoot Logan in the head. He
Yeah,
falls down,
and then
and
Pyro
of course
attacks them.
Pyro. He goes, "You're not going to mess with me." I mean, right then you understand him. He's like, "I'm tired of being,"
Oh,
because he stood in there looking at the family, his pictures. He's looked at everything. He's just thinking, "I don't belong anywhere because I don't
yeah.
have nobody." He goes, and now I lost my school. He goes, all these people just want to hunt me. And then he's blowing up stuff. And then like that, I was on his side when he's blowing
Oh,
up all the cop cars
you
because
know
they
what?
did deserve it. Because that guy just shot Wolverine in the head. He didn't shoot Wolverine in the head for anything other than he got scared. He jumped. He
Yeah.
accidentally shot him in the head. And then he acts like, oh, that's no big deal. I shot you in the head. He wasn't sorry, remorseful, nothing. And even the whole movie, they played off like comedy. But I'm like, dude, he just got scared. In real life, that happens. Sometimes they get scared and they shoot somebody. Oh, and it's your fault. And it's like you're the ones who got the gun. You should be better trained.
Oh, no, I like the way that you explained Pyro to me just now. I didn't think about that until the way that you just said it.
Yeah,
That
because
was really good.
plus he's a young person, so
He's
of
a
course
young kid. He didn't know what to do.
you're
Yeah.
like when you were young. You
Yeah.
easily get mad about stupid crap.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was an adult, he probably would have refrained him, wouldn't have wiped out almost everybody.
That
Because you
was
like
really good.
because you look how Logan looks at him. It's like
Yeah.
this kid just almost took everything out like me.
Yeah. I
This
did
kid's
like
on the path
I
more
did read
like
a
Logan.
production note. That scene was hard to shoot because they have to use so much pyrotechnics. That was
Yeah.
the most dangerous scene
Yeah,
of
and
the
the
whole
scene
shoot.
wasn't that good because the way they staged the cars, and I understand it because it's
Yeah,
probably
because that
difficult and it was early because
not so much CGI. Yeah.
usually when they have scenes where all the cops show up and they have all the cars out, they usually don't film very well.
Yeah.
Because they did this in X-Men, the first X-Men. Remember, all the cops show
Yeah.
up.
With our
It was a cool scene when they pulled the bullets and made all the bullets stand. But actually, the cops and blowing up the cars, it just doesn't work. It doesn't ever look good on film.
Yeah. It just
Or
looked
I
good on
haven't seen.
film.
I
Yeah.
can't think of any movie where it looks really good. Maybe I don't know, Demolition Man or
Heat.
something,
Heat
or
probably.
Heat. Yeah, or Heat.
Yeah.
There's been some films, but it's hard to pull off.
Oh, I
But
didn't
anyways,
think about that.
he blows up on cars. And that's a cool scene. That's the beginning when I start thinking. I get Pyro, and then of course when he's sitting in there, this Magneto.
Yeah.
It's not his acting now. It's Magneto's because he's doing the fire deal, and of course Magneto praises him. Gives him a compliment, and the
Yeah.
kid feels
Never
all
change
good.
who you are.
But if you watch the way Magneto's face look at him when he turns back to
Rogue. I mean,
to
not Rogue. Mystique.
Mystique, You can just look at his face. He's like he doesn't even believe his own crap.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, to me, the Magneto's just he's not really. He says he has a cause and stuff, but he really doesn't. He's all for himself.
Oh yeah. It's
Because
just what he
when they're sitting,
wants.
because he's sitting there with Mystique and they're laughing at Rogue. But I do like it when he tells him, "Oh, you're a god among insects,"
Oh
which
yes.
is really kind of a cut down too.
Yeah. The
But
fire thing.
Of course, Pyro though takes it as, "Well, this guy loves me," and then of course he turns over and you can see that
Cause
look
he's
on
so
his face.
confused. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see that look on Magneto's face when he turns like,
You know.
he's like, I just all I do is use people. That's all the way Magneto
Yes.
does. He just uses people.
And we'll see more of that in the third one. And I want to go back to the Porsche scene, right? And this is the one that we can see more of Rogue's power. Because the first one, they
Oh
kind
yeah,
of hintly touched it on the Magneto's device and touching Wolverine. But this one, she actually uses Pyro's power to absorb the flame back. And that was a
yeah,
pretty good moment, too. And other than that, I don't think Fox or Brian Singer know how to use Rogue appropriately.
yeah. I don't think
Because
anybody did.
cause Rogue knows how to
But
fight. But
to
they don't
me,
show that in the movies, though.
yeah. Well, I feel like they really didn't know a lot of anything.
That's true, too.
I mean, you see pictures in some of the books with Stan Lee on set, but that's just Stan Lee.
Yeah.
But you don't see like any of the X-Men writers.
Was
Did they?
Stanley in this movie?
No, I don't remember seeing him, but I know that in the book there's a picture of him with all the producers.
Hmm.
But I don't remember ever seeing him
In
make an
X2, yeah,
appearance.
not in
Yeah,
this
make an
one.
appearance in this movie. So,
Huh.
but like I said, there's a lot of stuff they could add in. Plus, they could have. I mean, they don't really have the X-Men fighting as a team yet.
They didn't have X-Men fighting as
Yeah,
a
because
team.
basically Cyclops squares off against Jean Grey.
Yep.
Logan runs off and leaves the team. He goes to hunt some just so they can
Striker,
have it. Which the which where he fights Lady Deathstrike, I thought that was pretty good.
that was pretty good.
I mean, I don't much like the scenery where they fought, but I do like it, especially when she's just stabbing him over and over in
Oh,
the back. Man,
yeah.
she just evil.
Oh, I
That
want to
was a
ask you
pretty cool.
that. So, can Wolverine and Deadpool drown? Because that's nothing to do with regenerating.
I don't know.
Oh,
I bet you they can't.
because the cells would not let them die. Because it
Well,
needs
I
oxygen.
think, well, yeah, because oxygen just shuts your body down. But apparently, if their body starts up, I don't know. It depends on which Wolverine it is. You couldn't kill Deadpool because you can't because it doesn't matter whether he has a heart or not. You remember you chop his head off and he just
He
regenerates a
just
body.
regenerate.
That means he lost because remember if you cut his head off, you lost his lungs, you lost everything. He's still a head. I don't know. You told me that Wolverine can't die, but I was always on the
Oh, that's
impression that
just from what
Wolverine.
I read, though.
Okay, and maybe that's they made that, but I was always on the impression that there is a point where Wolverine can be ended.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know,
I read too.
and I thought it was in one of them cards or something. If he went past his healing point, like if you cut his head off, you would have killed him.
Yeah, see, that's why when the
And
Old
I
Man
don't know.
Logan comic books, like the Hulk ate him and he just regenerate inside him. That's when you
Yeah,
figure like, oh, Wolverine can't die either because they put that in a Marvel comic book where, oh, I thought he was dead. Nope, he can still regenerate as long as there's
yeah.
some
I don't know.
part of Wolverine left that is gonna regenerate.
Yeah, and he might. See, that's the funny thing. That's the sad thing about some comic books because oh, you can't do it, and then or some writer comes along. Oh yeah, you can do it because it's
Yep.
like Batman comic books. You read them for a while. This didn't have Batman's this way. All of a sudden, Batman's a whole different Batman. I'm like
Yeah.
what? So,
It's just
what issue
tough.
did Batman become somebody else?
It's just tough. You're
Yeah,
right though.
because
Yeah.
the powers constantly changing. That's why they got so many. I mean, that's why comic books have problems sometimes because some writer went and did something completely different he couldn't do.
I'm gonna Google that right now. Can Deadpool and Wolverine die from drowning? Can Wolverine? Deadpool wouldn't die because Thanos' immortality cost, but yeah, Wolverine would definitely die underwater. But that's just people's opinions, though. Can you drown Deadpool? That's funny. Can Deadpool die of drowning?
No, Deadpool can't die at all. Anything. He's immortal.
Oh, it would still regenerate, even though the brain shut down because of healing factor.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you would have. I think the only way you kill Wolverine really is, but like you said, that he come back when the Hulk ate him. So,
Yeah, the Hulk ate him. The reason was that one.
but again, you got to think Old Man Logan is actually an alternate reality
That too, yeah.
Wolverine too. So basically, the only person who can probably really answer our question on
Us,
this
yeah.
one is like Brian Singer or somebody. Well,
So
this is their universe
as long as they
Wolverine.
fight on dry land and not on a boat on water, they should be fine.
But again,
Deadpool, Wolverine.
of course, I thought Lady Deathstrike was dead, but she come back.
Yeah,
The
because she
only
was,
thing,
but she
the
probably
only,
was dead, but she just all stuck with that whole hard
oh
metal. She
no,
can't
no,
move,
I'm
right?
not talking about that. I'm talking about.
Oh,
I thought she drowned.
oh, she drowned in the metal,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, he drowned her in the water. Remember, he dropped fall in the
Yeah, but
water
that's when she
first.
starts stabbing him in the
Yeah,
back.
but at first you think she's dead, and he
Oh
thought she
yeah,
was dead too.
yep.
But then she come back because he couldn't drown her.
Yeah, he couldn't drown
Yeah,
her,
of
so that
course
would be the same thing.
when you feel somebody full of animanium and it's hard, it's like even Wolverine, it's just binded it to his
Bones.
bones.
Yep.
If it would have covered your entire body like it did, yeah, that'd kill you.
Yeah.
How you gonna get out of that?
You're not. You might be
Yeah,
alive and suffering for a long time. He could still be alive, right? Like
and
show thing his
of
cat.
course, they had to do the Phoenix thing, the storyline, because you
Oh,
already
so you
know
see they
anybody
touched on
knows.
that. Yep.
Yeah, well, you already know because they put the bird under the water. The Phoenix in the water. The very end
Oh,
when it
yeah.
shows the water. But you already knew that because I was like, ah, y'all sure are doing this early in the movie.
So you didn't like that? They do that early in the movie.
I don't think they had enough movies because they didn't show
Oh,
enough Jean Grey to ever
to
even
do
know
the
this.
adult
I
Phoenix
mean, that's
thing.
the problem. This X Men movie, the two X Men movies, you're not getting enough X Men really. You're like even. I mean, they couldn't. They needed to make more movies. They needed to have the characters shown more in the movies. You really don't see enough of any of the
So
X
I
Men
totally
characters.
agree with you, and I feel like the studios want to hurry up and get to a certain point. I like they didn't do the Marvel thing where like, well, let's wait 12 movies before they do the Infinity War. I totally agree with you.
They should have built this up because the
Hmm.
thing in the Phoenix saga is actually one of the biggest deals
In the
in the
Marvel
X Men
X Men, yep.
story. It's actually in the Marvel universe. It's one of the biggest deals in the Marvel. You're about to show the most powerful superhero in all the movie franchises. It's just like we did it in the third
Yeah, we did it
movie.
in the movie, but they suck at it. I think that's
Oh,
why
and
people, people like me
in the,
included,
in
like,
the
oh, this is not
and see,
very
and
good.
here's the thing. It's like I'm supposed to care that she died and sacrificed for a team, but it's like I've only seen her on screen a couple of times. I'd have to go watch James Bond Goldeneye to see her even
More in
more
the
because you know that I mean she was there. It seems like Cyclops because Cyclops is all broken up over it. I'm like, I'd feel bad about it, but I don't know what you're upset about because you only saw her like for 5 minutes total in these two movies.
well for
You know,
you.
well, it didn't show that much. It didn't show like much Storm. It
I
really
do
didn't show
agree
it.
with you. You that didn't
Both
have
these
enough,
movies could have been called
but
Wolverine in the X Men.
but every time I hear stuff like that, right, is because like the production is not gonna spend like 5, 6
I
movies just to
know,
build up the set. Which I agree with. Like, it sucks that they don't do that.
but
And the
see, that's
first
the
time
thing.
they did that is because Kevin Feige did it.
Yeah, but well, let's put it this way: they built a franchise with the other ones.
Yeah,
Fox wasn't trying to build a franchise;
they
they were
were
just
just
trying to
trying to
make a
get
shake
something
a quick
out.
buck. They just wanted a quick buck.
Every movie's a quick buck. Otherwise, they wouldn't make
No,
movies.
a lot of movies aren't quick bucks. That's why they're going out of business. That's why there's not 20th Century Fox.
I forgot to tell you when I saw Alien Romulus. It's called It's none of this Disney studio. They created a different thing for these things called 20th Century Studios.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when I saw that, like they do the same thing. I'm like, what the heck? That's not a Fox
Why
movie.
don't they? Why
They
don't they just
changed it.
let it die?
I wouldn't think they let it die. It's kind of like Marvel Studios, right? Marvel Studios just to do Marvel
Oh,
movies.
okay.
So
Oh, okay.
Fox 20th Century Studios probably like Indiana Jones will probably. I
Well,
didn't
does
even
it show
notice
the
that.
Disney? Does it show the Disney?
No, Marvel doesn't show the
Oh,
Disney stuff too, but you all know it's under
oh,
one
okay.
entity. It just
Okay.
showed
Oh,
20th
yeah.
Century Studios. I'm like, oh, I like that. So
Yeah.
anything they
That's
want
really
to bring
cool.
back from Fox, right? They could do it under this.
So one day there's going to be a Sony Studios.
Hey, you're talking to the right guy. I can only hope. Okay, crossing my
Yeah.
all my fingers, even my thumbs this way.
Yeah.
Sony
Well, there would
Studios.
probably be a Universal Studios, but there's nothing that Disney wants from Universal.
King Kong, maybe. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, isn't
That's
Universal
just a
Back
mean
to the
joke.
Future, right?
No. Yeah, Back to the
Yeah,
Future is Universal. You're right.
yeah.
They don't want that. That
And that's
series
why I
is
can
already
only
over.
remember King Kong and Back to the Future because
Yeah,
back in
right.
the 90s, I remember when they advertised Universal Studios, I can only remember the
Well,
King Kong and Back
but
to the Future.
I guess they could do Fast and Furious.
They could. That would probably be a good like a
Disney.
one of those go kart games.
Oh, how about Universal just keep doing their thing?
Yeah, Universal just keep. But whatever
We can't
works
have
for them, just do it.
we can't have Disney do everything. Because I mean, after they take over Sony and Warner Brothers, what else are we going to watch?
Everything right again, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just gonna be Disney
Oh, I really like
only
the your insight on that.
and Paramount.
I really like yeah, you're right. The actor who played Stryker, Brian, what's his name? Brian Cox.
Yeah, he's
He's
okay.
good. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right. All the they have the right people.
Yeah, I think
You know what's really
I
weird
don't
though?
know.
The villain is actually Stryker in this one. So Magneto, it was just
Well,
Magneto and Mystique. There's no
well,
other Brotherhood of
Magneto
Mutants at
was
this
kind of
time.
Yeah, Magneto was kind of villain too in a way, but
At the end, he used
yeah, at the
take
end.
advantage.
Well, he was really never a good guy. Oh, I did like that scene where he kills that guy when Magneto pulls all that metal through that guy's body. I was like,
Oh,
there is no way that is got to be the most painful thing, and you're not coming back from that.
yep.
CPR, it doesn't
That
matter. You're
that's probably
done.
one of the genius things of this movie though. When she pumped him full of iron, and he didn't
Yeah.
even know. I was like, oh, that's brilliant. As soon as Mystique find out where he is, so you know
Yeah.
exactly how to get him. I love that scene because that's a good scene when Magneto got up immediately, like, oh, there's something different about you
Yeah, there's
today.
a bitch different. Yeah, it's like, huh, like a
That was
vampire.
really good. Yeah,
And
like
then
a
he just
vampire.
and he shoots all them balls through that glass. That's actually pretty good.
That was pretty good. Yep.
I do like it when Pyro says, "What are you gonna do with that goofy helmet?"
Oh, so I have a helmet question for you. That goes on all Magneto. It doesn't matter who the actor is. So that, so why can't Professor X, right, or Cassandra Nova, just use as powers to lift up that metal? You know what I'm saying? Like
I
they
don't
have
know.
like even Jean Grey, they can move objects with their mind, right?
Yeah,
They can
they can
just
move objects,
lift it
knock
up.
objects off.
It's nothing's holding it down. There's nothing tied to it. You just slip it on and
Well,
slip
you
it
know
off.
what? Maybe that the power that holds that helmet on is because that helmet's metal
Yeah, but that's for Magneto though. It doesn't work
for
for
Magneto.
Juggernaut.
But you,
It doesn't work for Sebastian Shaw.
hmm, I don't know.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying now, right?
I get what you're saying.
Like even Magneto in First Class, like you just lift up the metal of your magnetic powers. It's not like it's wood.
Yeah.
And the whole thing that doesn't make sense to me is there's an opening. Can you just power goes through that thing because there's nothing blocking this area?
Well, it must block your cerebellum just right.
Oh, I had to block the brain just right. Okay.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of sciences to this. I mean, if you could have,
It's got a lot of
if you could
science
have,
to this.
you got to have a lot. Let
It's
me put it this
quantum
way.
physics.
Let me put it away. If you got a guy who can teleport, a lady can control storms, then apparently that helmet can work.
Teleporting making more sense to me than the helmet though, because it's your whole
Hey,
being, your whole matter. You
hey,
know.
it's like when people used to line everything with lead so Superman can't see through it.
I think.
Okay, why can't Superman not see through lead?
You know what? I
If
don't
he
know.
can't see through lead, you know what? That means he can't see through uranium.
Oh.
That means he can't see through.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, science back then. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey, I
That's
mean,
really
I
good.
get you on the mask, but maybe you can't lift up the mask. Maybe
Yeah,
they're just.
I can't believe I didn't think
Well,
about that for a long
I
time.
don't think you could lift up the mask on Juggernaut because it looks like his mask is almost bolted down to his suit.
Yeah, that one it does.
Yeah,
But then if you could
Shaw.
move anything, control with your mind, you could probably just break that too. So you could probably
Yeah,
just lift up anybody. Like you're right. I already know Dark Phoenix is one of the most powerful beings ever, right? So you could probably, well, they show that in the
yeah,
Last Dance. You could just
but by this
disintegrate
movie,
everything.
maybe it's for this movie. But I mean, this needs to be explained. But yeah, Xavier could go just wipe Magneto off the Earth easily,
Yep, easily. But he
but
just
he
doesn't
won't because
because
he loves him.
yep,
He doesn't wipe
because
off
nice
anybody
guy.
because he does. He's such a nice guy. He's so nice. He is nicer than Captain Picard. Hey, Captain Picard has done what needs to be done.
Yeah, you do what you need to. That's why he's the captain.
Yeah, that's why he's a captain.
Oh, that's yeah. See, I always thought about that. Like, there's gotta be another. Well, no, there's not a lot of mutants out there with the same powers of Xavier.
Not at the level exists.
Not at that level, yeah.
But you got to admit, there's other ones. I mean, there's the White Queen,
The White Queen, yeah.
Jean Grey.
Yes,
But Jean Grey's actually more powerful than
yes.
Professor Xavier.
Jean
She
Grey,
just
yep,
doesn't know it yet and
yep.
doesn't
She
know
just
how
know
to use
it.
her powers.
Just like Wanda in the MCU,
Yeah, well, her powers. Yeah,
it
hers
grew.
just as
I
powerful.
see.
Yeah, hers is.
So you're
She's
right.
even.
I like to see the build up of that, and then the Marvel Cinematic Universe shows me that of Wanda and even Thor.
Oh yeah,
They
we got
build
a
their
lot.
characters throughout several movies, but for Fox, Sony, They're not gonna do that. Hey, you know what we want? We want to see Venom immediately.
Yeah,
Well, with no build
just
up, just do
yeah,
it in that movie.
just do
Oh,
it because we don't care if we make another movie or not.
but we want
See,
it to
that's the
happen
thing.
now. Yeah,
See, that's the thing. They're like, see, that's the thing. They just want some money, and if they don't make money, we'll quit. But see, Disney. Well, it's not even Disney because you've got to remember, Iron Man was Paramount,
yep. When they
Hulk was
first started, yeah,
Universal. So they had like Feige getting together and say, how about we all work together? Here's the story. Here's the plan. Every movie makes money. Each following movie makes even more money, and then you'll get a cut of what the Avengers make when they're all in it
yeah, we know,
together.
yep, because of IP.
I mean, the thing is, he already saw it. They see, oh, this one they're making. I hope this makes 3 times what we put in it. But Feige's sitting there looking at his desk, going, "This one's going to make $1 billion. This one's going to make $1 billion right here. Do y'all want some of that or not?" And
Yeah,
they're like, everybody's like, "Huh, nobody's ever done anything like that. We like that."
yeah. No one's have ever done that. That's
And,
what's
and
weird.
like he's saying, and he goes, "You make $1 billion movies." He goes, "Obviously, you're going to make 100 more $1 million or 100 more billions of dollars in movies. Why wouldn't you do that?" He's building a studio franchise.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
he's building a Star Wars.
Oh, I think we're way past that now. Like he's actually doing his own thing because no one has ever done anything like that before. No
Yeah,
one.
but the thing is, he saw it like Lucas did. Lucas is like, "I'm going to make this movie so I can make all these other movies, and then I can make toys and all the other stuff and sell off of it." But see, Fox doesn't want to sell off of anything. They're
No,
like, "Oh, we just want to
they're
make the
just
movie.
so
I hope it
lazy.
makes everything." Same thing with Sony. We're just going to make this movie. Hopefully, we can do that. They're slowly thinking, "Well, we could do video games." You could do a lot more in the video game,
This
Sony, if
is
you would have done it right.
yeah. That was back then when like there's a lot of movie games tiny and like there's not like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you got to make. They just want games for the PlayStation.
Yeah.
So I'm
Oh,
like,
for the
but you
Spider Man,
can.
yeah, this game for the
You could
PlayStation.
do. Well, they do. They do the Avengers too. Remember, they do Avengers too.
Yeah, they do a open world game right for the Avengers. I remember just
But
like 3 years ago.
the only reason they got that is because Disney says, "Hey, can we use Spider Man?" And they're like, "Can we use Avengers for the PlayStation?" They're like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead."
That's very true. Let's see. I did. You said you didn't like the ending as much as that what you thought you remembered.
No, it's okay. It's just the way it did. And then they all show up at the White House, which is okay. I remember when I watched it the first time a long time ago, I thought the White House scene was awesome.
Okay.
The White House scene to me this time was like,
Really? It's
it's
because
okay. It's okay. It's just like it's basically like going, "Hey, we're gonna come and destroy you." And I'm thinking the president's like, "Okay, when you leave, I'm gonna find a way to destroy y'all because now y'all are dangerous. I mean, you are a big threat."
yeah. I thought everything was great in this movie.
But like I
The
said,
hunting the mutant scene was really great in this movie. And then they show the Mazda RX-8, which is not even a car anymore, no longer in
yeah, I remember when
production.
that came out. That was a big deal because that car was, and that was the X edition,
Yeah,
and they sold that X edition. You could
yeah, the
buy that. I
blue.
think you could win it too.
Oh, I think so. I remember that. Like we win
You could win.
Cyclops'
Yeah, I
car.
think they had a site. I think they had a sweepstakes to win that. But I also know you could buy it, and they always had commercials for it. And I thought that was cool because I was like, because there's a lot of, and we thought. I remember when we thought that was like, "Oh, this is gonna be another RX-7. Oh,
Oh
it's gonna be
yeah,
great," and it didn't.
yeah.
It was a good car. It turned out to be a good car. It's just it wasn't a Mazda RX-7.
No, it's not RX-7. It has a suicide door, which they brought
Yeah,
back
it's,
from a long time ago.
yeah. I mean, I got a lot. There's a lot of vehicles with those suicide doors
Yeah.
still on them. I have a pickup with those
I
suicide.
did like the phone, the X-Men phone. That was
Oh,
pretty cool.
I didn't think it was that cool, but
I mean, back then it was cool.
back then it would have been cool because it looked like the Turtles phone.
Yes. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, the Turtles phone.
Yep. I don't know. So what are you a professor of?
Oh yeah,
Art.
art.
Yeah, I did like the scene from, like you talked about earlier with the porch with Bobby Drake's house. I forgot about his brother.
Yeah,
Like
his
it
brother
just showed
is
the hatred
total.
of humans, you know.
Yeah, his brother. Yeah, and it was his own brother told on him. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What a bad dude.
It is a bad. He was just upset. I don't know if he's upset that his brother's a mutant or maybe he's upset that he's not.
Maybe so, but
Yeah.
but he may turn into a mutant later on
That's what I thought too.
because remember Havoc and was it Havoc
Summer,
and
Scott.
oh yeah, Scott and Havoc.
Yeah, well,
Which in
Alex.
this universe, we actually turn out we had Havoc already, but we don't know it yet.
Yeah, it's I so
Which is funny though. Here's the
so
funny
did
thing
that
though.
bother you? They have Scott but not Havoc or
Well,
Alex
Havoc's supposed to be
Summers.
younger. Havoc's actually supposed to be younger, so it didn't bother me yet. It
Okay,
doesn't bother me until first class. I'm thinking,
well he's older, right?
yeah, because it's not supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be the
It's
opposite
the
way, I
opposite
think.
way. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. But here's now while I'm sitting watching this, I thought, well, they already have a Dark Phoenix saga again on the X-Men. It's supposed to be before this X-Men because
yeah,
because we get all the way through here at this point, and then
yeah.
they have all the prequels,
So it feels
which
like it's not the same timeline.
which they already do the Dark Phoenix. They haven't done it yet, but they will eventually do Dark Phoenix again.
So
And I'm like, well, they're doing this
technically,
one,
Fox
and they
did
forgot.
both Dark Phoenixes or two
Yeah,
different Dark Phoenix,
and they forgot about it. Well, they didn't know about it, but now when you watch them in order, you gotta go, oh, I guess they forgot.
which is funny because I think Days of the Future Past is probably my favorite X-Men movie of all of these. But then they trying to,
I think Days of Future Past is my favorite.
but they trying to. It's kind of like they trying to say this is the same timeline, but then they show Dark
But I
Phoenix like
actually,
more confused.
yeah, I think I like the Days of Future Past the best. But I actually really like I like
First
First
Class.
Class. I really liked First Class too.
Yeah, after I guess when Brian Singer didn't do the third movie because he did
You
Superman
know, that's what I'm gonna
Returns.
think. I'm
What?
gonna think First Class is what kind of destroyed these first three X-Men for me.
Oh, First Class is way better than the first three X-Men's
Oh, it's
movie.
for way hundred
Yep.
thousand times
And you
better
know what? I think it's probably because they didn't really focus on Wolverine being a main character.
because he wasn't in that.
He was in
No,
First
he was
Class,
in it, but
but
he
he's not.
wasn't really
Yeah,
in it. Wasn't an X-Men or anything.
yeah. It wasn't until Days of the Future Past they show everybody in the same. That
But
was
the thing
really
is, you
good.
got to think all the other X-Men. If you think about it, all the other X-Men, they got more screen time. They got more time to show their characters. You get more
Yes,
Magneto. You get more. Uh,
Banshee. You get more
yeah,
Havoc. You get more of all of them. Beast.
yeah. Beast. Yeah, there's a whole story between
Well,
all these
let's talk
characters.
about that when we get to that. But like,
All right, well, we should have already been there by now.
we got years to go because that doesn't come out until after the Wolverine.
Yeah,
Because it's
well,
first three X-Men and then they show the Wolverine. I mean, Origins and then
yeah,
Wolverine.
because that almost, yeah, the Origins almost ended it.
Yeah, almost ended the X-Men thing where Fox is like, "Oh my God, we cannot
Well,
do
I
this."
actually think they almost ended it with. I think they're like, oh, this is going to end with the third one, and they're like, oh, I'll give Wolverine a shot by himself. And they're like, oh, I didn't do it. But you know what think they should have realized, and most people will never will.
What?
Sometimes it's not the property you own that's the problem; it's you.
Oh, I highly agree with you there. Of course, right?
Fox, of course, Fox is thinking.
Highly.
Fox is probably thinking, no, we had successful. We came up with some really good movies. We came up with Star Wars. Like you really didn't.
Well, they have the Alien franchise too,
Yeah, but they didn't really come up with anything. They just got lucky that somebody else came up with good
and
franchises,
made it better for them. Yeah.
and they thought, well, all we do is take somebody's franchise and just throw it up the screen, and everything will be good. I'm like, you got to actually work on it, put some money into it,
Yeah. But hey, at
develop
least
it.
you know what? X-Men. No, it was Blade New Science Cinema first, but then it was Fox made X-Men. It's like they was able to do Fantastic Four and Daredevil and things like that though.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they were building them a pretty good MCU themselves,
Yep.
but they really just didn't have that unifying direction with them.
Yeah. So you know what? For this, I'm still gonna say this is a very
And
good
you know,
X-Men movie.
and
Okay.
you know, the funny thing is, way back, I remember reading a story when they made the Captain America. They were going to have a scene. They asked if they could use Logan, Wolverine, on one of the scenes where he's storming the beach.
Wait, which Captain America? What are you talking about?
And Captain America,
The
MCU,
Oh, really?
Disney. Yeah, they actually asked, could we use him in one of the scenes? We'll just have him kind of just show up, because he's supposed to be fought in World War II. And Fox is like, no, absolutely not.
Oh,
I
really?
was
I did
thinking,
not know that.
I'm thinking, do you see how big this is? What would you? I mean, that would have really highlighted y'all's property and helped y'all out.
That would have, right?
Yes, everybody would have
And
wanted to go
Hugh
back to
Jackman
see.
would definitely wanted to do
Oh,
that.
Hugh Jackman would have been. Yes, I would show up in that little scene. He goes, "Right, you gonna pay me all this money to just show up for a day?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. Day of shooting, and
Yeah,
of
because
course
he loves playing
everybody,
Wolverine.
and then everybody would want to go
Oh,
back and
I
see.
would too. Yep.
Because see, the X-Men movies did make a lot of money. I mean, whether I liked it or not,
Yeah, still
they
make
made
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
money.
movies.
Yep.
Lots of people did it. I mean, all those movies were up against Batman, and all those other movies made tons of money. I mean, that's the only reason they kept making them.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really
Obviously.
get all that much better. Kind of did, but
Yeah,
not
it
that much.
didn't.
I
You're
don't know.
right
Something
about
just
that.
didn't click for the X-Men.
It didn't. It's kind of like
Because
the
which
build
is
up.
funny because let's say if I want to watch movies, I'm going to watch the Avengers, Captain America, and all that. But if I sit down to go buy a comic book, I'm going to go buy X-Men comic,
Hmm.
which is weird because like, yeah, I don't like the X-Men movies, but I like the comic books. I don't really care for the Avenger comic books, but I sure do love their
But the
movies.
movies, yeah. Wow. No, I see why that is. So I start reading the old X-Men from the '60s, right? The
Oh
first
yeah,
issue,
I have that.
it's not that good.
None of them are though. Let me tell you, you can't just. I mean, I have the first Iron Man. I had the first Iron Man. I had the first Fantastic Four. I had the first Thor. Whatever it was, Journey into whatever,
Yeah.
or Tales of Astonishment, whatever it is. None of that stuff is good.
That stuff is good.
None of it. The villains are just silly. It's the early days though.
It's the
It's
early days,
something
yeah.
new. I mean, yeah, the early days. I mean, the comic was funny. Actually, I actually like the Iron Man better. I think I like the Iron Man the first issues
The
better
first
because
issue.
yeah, then I like the X Men because the X Men was just weird.
It was weird. Like I really like the first, well, Amazing Fantasy, and
Of
then
course, the
into.
clothes they wear are kind of baggy on them and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was. Yeah.
And
It's like, oh.
The Fantastic Four first issue seemed to be okay too.
Hmm.
But it was weird the way some of the artwork is like, oh god, it's awful. But I kind of remember the Hulk first issue. I have that too.
Oh yeah.
It was quick and it was just real quick.
Hmm.
There wasn't much story to it. I mean, just he kind of goes up and he goes, I got to run away now. I got to
So
hide. It's actually a dumb story too,
so
really.
comic books is really easy to read, right? When I was just reading the first issue, the whole time I'm thinking like, when is this gonna end?
Well, when you close the book,
Like, no, I actually want to finish reading it. Like, oh, I'm flipping through the pages. Like, when I finally get to the end, it's like, I can't believe this comic book is so easy. Like, the army's just like, oh
that's
yeah,
the
you
thing
fight
that
like
now you say
this
that.
thing.
Yeah, I have them. I have like I think the 10, the first 10 X-Men.
Oh, you do?
I think I only read the first one, like the Iron Man though. I read all the Iron Man. I think I read Iron Man, like all the whatever the other alternate comic book was. I read all those for him. And the first Iron Man, I read quite a few of his. The
So,
Hulk, only read so far because it got boring.
so it brings to the point
The
where like,
Avengers are not that good either.
yeah,
I got
it
the first Avengers.
it brings to the point where you talked about before, like, there's so many comic books, right? When people's like, oh, the comic book's better, and you're like, which part? Because I read a lot of comic books, right? And there's only like 25% where like the story is really good, and then they molded it into the cinema, so that
Yeah.
way you can see it.
Well, they got to make something every month. They got to turn something out every
Yeah, they
month.
had to. Yeah, I know. I set the point when I read about the first Spider-Man. It's like
But
all
the thing
six
is,
issues.
sometimes they get a story arc. See, the story arc is good. See, that's what they got to do in movies is make a big old giant story
Yep.
arc. Because if you just have standalone story, it's like that cheap, crappy comic book. Because I mean, I when Wolverine had a story arc, it was good. But then when he didn't have a story arc, it's basically Wolverine on a cruise ship talking to all these pregnant ladies, and then he finds some kind of little alien in the water going, Logan, please save me. And then that's the end of that comic book. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the weirdest Wolverine comic. And that was the real Wolverine comic, by the way. I was like, I didn't like the artwork either. I was like, so this guy, one day, I guess everybody was off at Marvel. Marvel
So
corporate or whatever, and some guy just sat down and wrote a Wolverine because everybody's at vacation. And they're like, yeah, just go print it. We're not going to read it. I'm like,
I was
so
like,
they would read. I
man,
was like, when that got printed, that guy got fired.
it's like, it's like when I'm reading this, like, dude, this flipping sucks.
Yeah, so it's like
It's like,
Stanley came back from vacation. He goes like,
what the hell is
what
this?
is this? Yeah, what is this? That's like Wolverine.
So like I'm gonna read all the X-Men obviously from the 60s to the 90s because I did that with Spider-Man a few years ago. Oh, probably during COVID because I had the PDF. I still have the box where I bought it from Fry's. It's from 1963 to 2003. So I have all those Spider-Man comic books in
So
PDF.
you no. You read what? Spider-Man? Just
Just
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
or
Just Spider-Man.
you didn't read this? You
The
how did you do
Amazing.
that? Okay, you read the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right, you didn't read the Web of.
I haven't with the web of.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of comic books.
There is a lot of but then those are easy reader, like I said. But so when I
The
first
old ones
yeah, the
are.
old one. That's how I compared to like when I read the '60s X-Men. It's like it feels like this is
So
dragging forever, and I can't wait for this to be done.
so you read it until it ended.
I only up to after Carnage,
Okay.
like the almost 2000.
So what? How many Spider-Mans is it? Because
A lot,
there's
12
yeah,
issues a
because
year.
yeah, but no. Oh, I know that. I got that. But I'm trying to think how many different Spider-Mans, because you got Spectacular Spider-Man, the
Um,
Amazing Spider-Man,
yeah,
Web
Web
of
of Spider-Man and
Spider-Man.
just Spider-Man.
I think, and Spider-Man eventually,
Yeah,
because I got
Spider-Man
that.
eventually. Yeah,
And wasn't there a Peter Parker Spider-Man?
there wasn't a lot.
See, the X-Men would be easier because there's just
X-Men is easier. Yeah,
and
I highly
well, you
agree.
got to think there's X-Men and then there's Uncanny X-Men. Now,
Yeah,
of course, eventually during the '90s, there was like thousands of different X-Men.
yeah,
There's the Executioners, X this,
yep.
X, and there's X-Man.
So I'm just gonna try to read what I can for the X-Men, but like,
Uncanny X-Men. Do
yeah,
Uncanny X-Men.
Uncanny X-Men, like whatever the X-Men
Actually,
is.
though, actually, I enjoyed X-Men better than
I might
I
have.
didn't. I didn't really start getting into Uncanny X-Men. I
Let me
mean,
check what it. Let me
I
check real
had
quick.
all my Uncanny X-Men. I enjoyed when they had like after they came back from X Factor.
Oh, I have Uncanny X-Men. Issue 1 to 544.
Hey,
So
X Factor would be easy
so
to read.
this is what I have. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah, I have all those.
Oh, you do?
Just no, just the, what you showed me. I don't have past that.
Oh, okay. Those issues here.
Yeah, I just have. I think I got like the first 10 issues.
Yeah, I'm looking at this like, oh, yeah, this is Uncanny X-Men. No, it just show X-Men. It doesn't say show
Well,
Uncanny.
it's Uncanny. It should
Yeah.
say Uncanny up in there.
It does. It does eventually. It says Uncanny X-Men.
Those look different. I can't really see that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
that's
It's
a
just
different X-Men.
bright.
Oh, I thought that's the originals.
But these are all PDFs, so I could read it on my phone. Yeah, like, hopefully, I'm pretty sure it will get better. Let me see that. Let me see my Spider-Man collection. Where the heck is it? Complete. Oh, I have the Star Wars Encyclopedia. Oh, I have the Amazing Spider-Man complete collection. That's what it is. Just Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. All I have is Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
The first issue was with the Fantastic Four. Amazing
Yeah, but
Spider-Man.
that wasn't called Amazing Spider-Man. What was that
It
called?
was called Amazing Spider-Man.
I thought that was called Astonishing Tales.
Hold on. Let me how do I go to the title? Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
This one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The Chameleon.
Yeah.
Was that the first Spider-Man comic? That's first Spider-Man.
It's the first issue.
No, what was the first issue with Spider-Man in it? What was
Amazing Fantasy.
Amazing Fantasy. That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Man, Amazing Fantasy.
Yeah, because I read that one and then like after the Fantastic Four one, then he fights the Vulture, Doc Ock, Sandman. Oh, this is Doctor Doom.
Well, Doctor Doom is.
And then the Lizard and then Vulture again. They figure out like, why can't we beat Spider-Man? Yeah, because we're fighting him one-on-one.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw something.
Gang
that was
up on
funny.
this guy.
Yeah, Spider-Man. It takes like several villains to beat Spider-Man. But it
Yeah.
takes several superheroes to beat all the other villains in the
Yeah.
MCU.
So I'm going to see how the X-Men thing turns out because so far I finished one issue and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could keep going. Keep going. I think it's because
That's the sad thing.
I read the 90s first. I read the 90s
That's
first.
the thing. The X-Men won't get good until the late 80s.
Yeah.
Now there's some good stories. There's some good stories in the 80s too.
Yeah. I think it's because that's when we start going to comic book store, they still have the 80s
Yeah.
and 90s issues. So
Yeah, the 90s to me was the
late
best,
80s, so I was reading
because
that.
I got an 80s X-Men and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
The artwork's cool. But
See, I think that's the same thing with me. Like, I read the 80s X-Men. And by then, they're like, you already know their powers because they mention it every freaking issue.
well, I read the 80s X-Men. I was like, yeah, I'm not really cool. But by the time the X-Men showed up for the 90s, I'm like, okay, this is good.
It's like, it's kind of like what I said before, right? If I'm reading these comic books back to back like in 5 hours, I read like 15, probably more than that. They mentioned Spider-Man has spider sense. Yeah, I know that because like back then you only read it 1 month
Yeah,
and
oh
then
yeah, oh
sometimes you
yeah.
miss
I
it.
know when for the 60 ones, yeah, they always
Yeah,
go,
they
oh,
always mention
because
it
I like it, and
every
I read
issue.
it says transistors. Transistors will do this. I'm like,
Yeah, like
transistors don't do this no more, dude. It's
yep.
what the transistors do.
All right, but we're out of time. Hey, overall, don't listen to Shane. This movie is better than Daredevil, so I'm gonna try to get the last word in before he can say anything, and maybe he'll just repeat it again next time on X-Men: The Last Stand. So we'll see you guys on the next one. For tuning in for this episode of Tensai Reviews. If you like what you heard, give us a thumbs up. Follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you on the next one.